Calm down. The show is about to start. Reese on the radio. Turn it up. Turn it up loud. Turn it up loud.
It's like a dream come true.
Turn on your radio. Reese is on the radio.
Yo, let's get it.
Due to the nature of this program, discretion does not exist. It's Reese on the radio. Right now on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Yeah! Good afternoon, you scallywags and nutmeggers, conversationalists. Of course, you wonderful, despicable haters. It's Reese on the radio on WTIC News Talk 1080. Looks like the crew's coming in. Anyway, it's been a long night, a long day. Along everything. Everything under the sun is happening. I even find it quite odd that there are people in the world who have been listening to this show and scrambling to change the narrative. And I'm going to get to that a little later. I'm waiting for something. I don't want to get ahead of myself on today's developments, but I will. Sam the man on the street just walked in here. I'm assuming, do you have new info? What do you have? Audio, video? What do you have? Just anything?
I have a little bit of audio.
Hold on. Let me do this real quick. I think it's that one. You have what?
I have a little bit of audio and video from Mr. DeBarros in Danbury.
Okay, all right. Yeah, he was down at the Danbury courthouse today. Jonathan DeBarros, candidate for the 5th District. Well, I'm going to talk to Sam behind the scenes about that before we get ahead of ourselves, because I'm waiting on an article from the Connecticut Sentinel to come out. So, and they're doing the lead on this. And I don't know if people in the media know this about me. I never steal people contact me all the time and tell me stuff. In my life, I've always had the inside scoop. Hey, do me a favor. This is coming out tomorrow. You know, I don't know if you want to talk about this, but I just want to give you a heads up on it. They do it all the time, and I love them and I respect them when they do it. Because, again, I'm not trying to be first. That's their story. I want them to get credit for it. The only thing I want to do is to sort of help them blast off on that reporting that they're doing. Because if they're doing the good work of getting to the truth, I want to make sure that I promote them. So those are the people in the media I love. The rest of these knuckleheads, you know, it's all about, he's trying to steal our shine. No, I don't want your shine. I don't need your shine. I don't need it. Many of you, I want to be near you. I want to get your whack juice on me. I'm dead serious. I don't want to get anything whack on me. And I can tell who's whack right off the bat. I look them right in the face, and I see the way they talk and they communicate and they maneuver, how they go about things. If I see them glad-handing with politicians, you know, coming up, eager to take photos, click, 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 click. I see those people as nothing more than brown-nosers. They want to be invited to the parties. I want no parts of that. But anyway, it's nice to see that reporting that we're doing causes people to get their ducks in a row. That's what's supposed to happen. That when they drop the ball, they get it right. Why? Because they are pressured to. Now, what am I talking about? Miss Ramirez, Melissa Ramirez, fake or phony, whatever she is, had an abrupt hearing that happened today out of nowhere. She's not supposed to have a hearing until the 31st of this month. And then out of nowhere, oh, we're going to court tomorrow. What was the court case about? We'll tell you. And I knew in my heart of hearts that it was coming. By the way, I want to thank all the people, the fine people in law enforcement. Not only those who love this show, but those who helped me out in my investigation of this story, came to me and literally guided me in the right direction. Not in the sense they gave me any sort of news. They didn't break anything, like they didn't break any news with me. I would just ask the question, well, what about this? And they would go, you're in the right direction, and here's why. And explain to me, okay, so am I wrong when I say this? And they would go, no, you're not wrong. Or I would say, wait a minute, but doesn't this mean like, nah, not necessarily. That wouldn't be a factor. I'm like, okay, so as long as I have the answers, I don't come to you and tell you all of these fanciful or fantasyful knucklehead stuff that comes to my head. I told you guys a long time ago. I graduated from the University of Law and Order. But it doesn't mean I know anything. I'm using my instincts here. But there was a hearing today, out of nowhere. And what the Connecticut Sentinel got on tape got me searching further. So let me say this, if I'm going to get ahead of anything. We have really good sourced evidence that the Melissa Ramirez, who is responsible, or at least being held responsible, for the deaths of Cooper Whiteside, off-duty officer of Bridgeport, and his girlfriend Brittany Islami, the mother of 3. We have pretty good sourced authority to say to you now that Miss Ramirez has a driver's license. And that will be proven today through the Connecticut Sentinel. And I have a theory about this driver's license that I will share with you today. Now, I've got other stuff to get into. Like I said, we'll wait until the Sentinel to break there. By the way, you should go to their website right now. Wait for that story to drop. It should be there soon. I expect it somewhere around 3 o'clock. Maybe even sooner. They've had some time. But I want to talk about something that's been bugging me for the last couple of days because I haven't really talked about it. If you go anywhere and listen to anyone, you probably hear that everyone is going over and over and over again about the DSA, the Democratic Socialists of America. And a couple of days ago, when I wasn't so enamored with this story with Melissa Ramirez, I had been thinking about some stuff. And the thing that I was thinking about was the debate between Josh Elliott and Governor Ned Lamont. The one that was on WTNH with Dennis House and Mike Cirilli. And I kept saying during that debate, there wasn't a lot of talk about lowering taxes for the middle class. Just really wasn't there. There was a debate about who they should raise taxes on and when, and a lot of conversation about how wealthy the state of Connecticut is. So I started doing a little more digging on this. And it's not a lot of like deep digging. You don't have to. But there is a question that I asked. I wanted to be certain. So if you don't mind, indulge me a little bit. I want to start from the back and work my way forward. The thing that's got us all bent out of shape about the Democratic Socialists of America, communists, Democrat socialists, Bernie Sanders, AOC, the Squad, any one of them. The thing that's got us all up in arms is the fact that they wish to attack the wealthy. They wish to go after those who create the means of production. Capitalism has not worked for the average American. Again, we all know this to be true. That's the direction of all of these folks. Again, progressives, socialists, Maoists, Marxists, communists alike. That's what they believe. Hell, Chris Murphy believes that. Of course he does. Jim Himes believes that. Sure he does. Bob Duff believes that. Why wouldn't he? They care about the most vulnerable and those who capitalism has left behind. So I would like to ask a simple question to every nutmegger, scallywag, conversationalist across this great state, and even you haters. One question. Does Connecticut have the highest per capita personal income in the country? If you don't know, the answer is yes. Connecticut has the highest per capita personal income in the country. We have concentrations of high earners in finance, insurance, hedge funds, and corporate headquarters, especially Fairfield County and the Hartford Insurance Corridor. In fact, we already run some of the highest state and local tax burdens in America. Income tax, property tax, and that combo, as everyone knows, is brutal here in the state. So if Connecticut is the wealthiest in the country, why wouldn't we be target number one? Huh? If socialism needs root anywhere, it needs it right here. All the wealth that is in this state, it's a smorgasbord for Democrat socialists and communists and people who hate the wealthy. Connecticut is crawling with it. Look at the college endowments here. How is every communist not salivating looking at this state? One of the highest concentration of white folks. Yeah. All those evil whiteys all over the state of Connecticut. Yes. And you know those folks are scared to death. They're fickle. They all want to check their white privilege at the door. Please don't harm me. Take my Mercedes. What do you think is going to happen here? Ned Lamont's being raked over the coals by the likes of Josh Elliott and his folks for protecting the billionaires in the state of Connecticut. The Democrat Socialists of America, how do they not have their eye on this state? But guess what, folks? You may think voting for Ned Lamont is going to be the way to prevent the Josh Elliott's and the socialists of the country from taking root in Connecticut. But little do you know, that's never going to be the case. You see, inside the walls of the governor's office is the Working Families Party. That's right. Which is nothing more than a gateway drug to socialism. They're embedded within Governor Lamont's administration. He'll tell you, no, that's not true. Is it, though? Is it not true, Governor? You know it is. I know it is. And what do you think's going to happen once you give the governor a third crack at it? You think this progressive Democrat caucus and supermajority isn't going to take that as a permission slip to take every dime you have just to fill up their coffers to build their socialist, communist, Marxist, Maoist dream? You don't think so? Truth be told, you are the gatekeepers. You know it. They're always going to be gunning for you. As the socialists continue to march on and gain momentum, somebody's going to look in this direction Think about it. They're already in Massachusetts. They're already in New York. I mean, technically, we're the white stuff in an Oreo. Somebody's coming this way. You'll get one of these socialist knuckleheads driving through the state to go to New York for one of their anarchy rallies, and they'll see all the beauty and the majesty there is in Connecticut, and they go, wow, it's beautiful here. Let's conquer it. I don't know, folks. I don't know. I think there are a few ways that you can put an end to it, and I have one. I have an idea. But I will admit, I'm going to have to align myself with some of the worst people I could imagine. That's right, folks. To stop the communism from infiltrating the great state of Connecticut, the nutmeg state, where I am building my legacy, by the way, working really hard. I am going to have to shake hands with, bury the hatchet, I might add, with a group of ne'er-do-wells who have absolutely been of no benefit to this state. And I'm going to need them to rally the troops. Think long and hard, folks. I'm pretty sure you know who they are. I don't like any of these people. I never have. But the enemy of my enemy is my friend. I cannot believe it. I'm going to ask for an olive branch today. I am. I'm going to reach out. I'm not going to apologize. I still stand by everything I ever said. However, I'm still going to reach out. Folks, it's about saving us. It's about saving the state. You know? Sometimes you gotta, break bread with the knucklehead sometimes. And I think these people will be with me. Because their future is at stake, too. If these socialists have their way, they're going to be the worst off. When we come back and stand by, I almost teased you. Just wait until we get back. I'll tell you who I'm going to reach out to see if they will join me in a fight against the socialist infiltration of the state. You don't want to miss it. It's Reese on the radio.
Fan of WTIC? Then do us a favor. Download the free Odyssey app and favorite WTIC.
All right, we're back, and Scallywags in the house. Good to see you, Christina. Bearjaw in the house as well. Alex Q. Curmudgeon is back. Michael A. And who else? I think there's some other here. Kelly's in here as well. How you doing, Kelly? Of course, all of my Scallywags can be found just by going to reseontheradio.com. You can chat live there on the website, or you can join us on Facebook or YouTube as well. And you can actually do it on X as well, because I check over there as well. But you can do it live directly on reseontheradio.com if you want to join the Scallywags there. So back to my original point here. Connecticut is listed as one of the wealthiest states in the country. We're talking about the highest per capita personal income. There's wealth here. The socialists hate wealth. They hate those who have it. And if it's concentrated here, what do? Right? They're not going to let us off. Right? They're not going to say, it's just Connecticut. We're just going to deal with the big cities. No. Oh, no. No. These are socialists, folks. Maoists, Marxists. They openly admit you should not have all that money. You should not have all those homes. David Haberfeld, friend of the room, friend of the show. That man's a small real estate guy. Owns properties here in the state. He's a no-no to the DSA. Oh, hell no. David, man, he is well-rooted in white supremacy. Ain't he? Absolutely. He's got a socialist target on his back. He's doing things like Airbnb. Airbnb? You kidding me? That's the pure essence of white supremacy. Airbnb? He probably has a bed and breakfast. How dare he? He probably puts mints on pillows in a colonial establishment somewhere in Greenwich. That man is a menace. He must be stopped at all costs. That's the way these socialists look at him. David coming through with his little Tony Stark, beard and mustache. Yes, he does. He got it. I love you, David. I'm just kidding. But, yeah, he looks like one of those, arrogant entrepreneurs sashaying through the crowd. Got a nice little villa somewhere. That man must be stopped. Democratic Socialists of America, they're looking at him like a pack of hyenas. There's no way he can get away with that stuff. So they're going to come for Connecticut. And I'm telling you that we're going to have to align ourselves with some people, some unsavory people, in order to push back on these folks. So I'm calling it now. Take a minute. I'd like to call on the NAACP, the Urban League, and Black Lives Matter 860. I can't look you in the face. I have to turn away from the camera when I say it. Yes. I'm going to ask for black activists, or as I like to call them, blacktivists, to unite. They're going to have to join the coalition that will stop the DSA, the communists, the Maoists, the Marxists. Only they can help us. Yes, it's true. It sounds crazy, folks. But I looked it up. And it's true, we do need them. The NAACP, the blacktivists, no matter where they are or where they roam, we must join them. And here's why. Did you know that the DSA is wholeheartedly against reparations? That's right. It would destroy the very fabric of blacktivism across the fruited plain. The DSA is interested in worker rights. They don't believe in isolated groups. They see them as one and the same, no matter what their colors are. They believe in a class system. They wish to seize the means of production, which is why they have no problem taking the wealth from black entrepreneurs. If you are one of the 95,000 black organizations in the country, the DSA, the communists, the Maoists, they wish to take your wealth too. And they don't want to hear a damn thing about, but I'm black. They don't care. They only see green. And if you have it, they want it. So reparations, that would mean that you got a lump sum of money, a payback that would clearly put you above those who are the worker bees that they are trying to do the most for. You would be a part of an elite class, which the DSA is ardently against. So, I looked it up. I wanted to make sure. Direct wealth transfer is diluted or absent. Community investments and jobs programs do not put assets into individual black households the way that a check or endowment does. They believe that they are a race-neutral or community-level spending group to close the wealth gap. DSA's approach risks becoming just another round of progressive urban spending. Socialism does not automatically produce racial prosperity. High taxes, regulation, social housing, and wealth redistribution reduce overall growth. The working poor, including many black households, are hit hardest by stagnant economies. Historical data shows that the largest black absolute gains in income, home ownership, or living standards occurred under the market conditions with expanding legal equality, not under heavy redistribution. Slavery ended 160 years ago. The biggest post-1960s drivers of persistent disparities are family structure, education, workforce participation, and crime rates. Decades of Great Society programs, affirmative actions, and targeted spending already tested the redistribution model. The wealth gap narrowed in some periods and stalled or widened in others. The reason beyond discrimination alone. So the DSA wishes to redistribute evenly, no matter your race or gender. The Democratic Socialists of America, the main organization vehicle for democratic socialists in the U.S., explicitly supports reparations. Their program includes a section called Finish Reconstruction that calls to end the legacies of slavery and colonialism, enact reparations, massively invest in good jobs, quality housing, and infrastructure in neglected minority communities. Their Afro-Socialist and Socialists of Color caucus has repeatedly affirmed support for generational and colonial reparations. They treat slave labor as subsequent discrimination as foundation to American capitalism. So race-specific redistribution is framed as both moral repair and class redistribution. Some DSA-aligned voices go further, linking it to broader decolonization and wealth transfers from the North to the South. But here's their contradiction. They primarily conflict with them because they see the workers as capital. Racial, ethnic, and national divisions are tools of the ruling class to keep workers from uniting. The goal is universal programs, healthcare, education, housing, and jobs that raise the floor for the entire working class, building solidarity across racial lines. Equity is measured by economic position, not by ancestral blood quantum or racial identity. That's the DSA. So the race hustlers, Al Sharpton, Ben Crumbs, they would be pretty much excommunicated from the socialist ideal. It prioritizes racial identity over the current class position. That's what the blacktivists believe. And that means nothing to the power that they would give to the DSA. Because the DSA would never, ever say, hey, black folks, we're going to give you this and that. Their argument would be, you're too tethered to the capitalist way that would give you this advantage or that advantage, or putting your kid through school, or buying this car, or living in this neighborhood. Those things are against everything we believe as socialists. As socialists, we believe everybody gets crumbs. I'm sorry, they just do. So, all you folks out there, so-called entrepreneurs in the black community, what you gonna do? I'll tell you what you're gonna do. You're gonna join me. I mean, what else can you do? You could forget about every one of your, your ridiculous ideas of wealth or generational wealth or passing things down to your kids, legacy, any of that. It's over. If the DSA comes to Connecticut, you'll get nothing. Or you'll get barely the stuff you have now. All right, come on. I'm waiting. You know my phone number. We'll take a break. We'll come back. More news, more views when we return. It's Reese on the Radio.
It's Reese on the Radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
I don't really feel bad about having to align myself with some folks to stop some really dangerous folks because I'll be honest with you, I don't think any of those blacktivist groups have ever really made a dent in anything in the state of Connecticut. I mean, I know that there can be some people that's like, what are you trying to say? Okay, you want to know what I'm trying to say? Here's what I'm trying to say, okay? I've been here 9 months, and nobody even knows you're here anymore. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, if you really, really want to make some headway, all you have to do is just call me up, right? Imagine how much change we can actually get in the state if you join me. Then you wouldn't even have to, do all the crazy stuff you've done in the past that got you no attention. None. And I don't know if you remember this, but 2 years ago when I got here, I told you that I was going to be a wrecking ball when I got here. I said, you folks have no idea what I'm going to do when I got here. And I warned you. I said, okay, all right. People were telling me, sending me messages. Yeah, you think you're going to... Reggae Don, God bless him. Reggae Don said to me when I got here, you think you're going to come here to Connecticut and you're going to make some headways. Yeah, you're crazy. These white people never going to going to allow you to make no headway. Couldn't have been here 6 months ago. Damn, Reese on the radio, I swear they're going to kill you. He went from nothing you're never going to do, nothing to, man, I fear for you every day. I said, okay. I said, all right. I asked Don a question a couple of weeks ago. I was at the mall. I'll call any one of you guys, but trust me, I talk to a lot of people who listen to the show. I treat them like my friends, my family. We were talking one day, and I forget what I was doing at the mall. I think I was at the West Farms Mall. And we were talking, and I said to him, he's on there, so I went, man, they're going to kill you. I worry about you every day, man. I said, worry about me? You don't even like me. You hate my politics. You hate what I believe. You think I'm MAGA. Well, I'm kind of MAGA. But, you don't like anybody in MAGA. What are you worried about me for? He goes, man, I tell you, man. You're taking off these white folks, man. I'm telling you, they're powerful people, Reese. You got to be careful. And I said to him, can I ask you a question, Reggae Don? I said, all of your heroes, every man that you tell me about that you stand up for, what happened to them? He goes, they all were assassinated. And I said, Donald, does that mean that I'm your hero? He said, I don't know, Reese. I don't know. I'm sorry. It's tongue-in-cheek. I love Reggae Don. I give him a lot of crap, but I'm joking. But he always tells me, before I got here, he told me, he's like, you're never going to do nothing. Now he's worried every day. So I say, NAACP, Black Lives Matter, you can be a flash in the pan. You can be an ambulance chaser. Or you can really make some change in the state. You could be a player. You could be a player in all of this. You get your mind right. You get your focus right. You don't do these stupid press conferences for empty calories. Because that's all they are, empty calories. A lot of these dudes are leading you astray so they can get their favorite clippings in their scrapbook and they can share it with their friends. Look, boss, I was on the news. Never affecting any change. Lining their own pockets. Getting honorary degrees. I ain't going to say no names. While everybody else sits in the same trash bin with the same problems. The same issues. Nothing ever getting better. And you can join me. You can. Yeah, it's the dark side. Sure it is. I mean, according to all of your friends. You know, A.J. Johnson, that activist, sat across from me, did a whole interview with me and got up. Said he really wanted to help the people in his neighborhood. But he got up and he walked away and he said this. I'll never forget it, and he will vouch for this reenactment, if you will. He says, yeah, man, there's so many people in my hood going to hate me for aligning with you. And then he said, but it's about saving lives. And that's what it's about. I mean, if it's about the things you guys say that it's about, you do the thing that it takes. Like, I'm drawing the ire of these people in powerful I'm sorry, I couldn't stop laughing as I said that. I'm the one challenging these people for the most important reason. That is to get you results. This isn't about me. And I tell them, you hear me say, don't make this about me. Address the people who have the questions. I'm there to represent them. You represent us with the answers. It's not about me. So, to all of you blacktivists out there or any activists, if it's about the people that you represent, well, here's your opportunity. 9 months, folks. These people have been here for 20 years, maybe longer. Done nothing. I don't know. Go figure. We'll be back. It's Reese on the radio.
Reese on the radio, making sense of the news. Yeah, even when it makes no sense at all. Now on WTIC, News Talk 1080.
I didn't realize you wrote that, Brett. Thank you so much. So this T-shirt, for those of you who are interested in any way, you guys know that I like to wear certain T-shirts for the show, and many of them were sent in by many of you. One of probably a supporter of mine, goodness gracious, I want to say some 20 years now, since my beginnings, my humble beginnings in radio. Rama out in Boston, who used to listen to me regularly at our former sister station at RKO. He brought me one of these shirts, and he's a big sci-fi, what do you call it? I want to say, yeah, he's a sci-fi fan, I guess, from every aspect. And he found this T-shirt, which is LeVar Burton as Geordie LaForge with a machine gun, and it says "Reading Rambo." I don't know where he got it from, where he found it, but I love this shirt. And I wear it very rare that I ever wear this shirt, but I love it. I got some other ones that people have sent me that are really, really cool. And don't forget, if you want to send a T-shirt to Reese on the radio, you must send one for Roland as well. I wear large. He is a 2X. I have no idea why. But if you have a company that you want us to promote, or a T-shirt that, I don't know, that means something to you, that you want to see on the show, we will say, hey, this T-shirt is brought to you by, and that's it. And we'll do it. We actually have to wear one of the ones from Con that sent me the other day. I promised that I was going to wear it on Monday, and I forgot. So I will probably wear it tomorrow. You can send them here to 10 Executive Drive in Farmington, Connecticut. That's 10 Executive Drive in Farmington, Connecticut. And that is 06032. 06032. Send it to WTIC, care of Reese on the radio. Do you remember that? I don't know how I remember that. No one writes letters anymore, but I forgot the little C/O, care of Reese on the radio. Right that. Yeah, thank you, Brett. Also, my birthday's coming up in 10 days. Now, please hear me out. This sounds really lame. And I know there are going to be some people who are asking, why is he celebrating his birthday? What an egomaniac. Okay, I will take the charge of being an egomaniac, okay? But if I may so defend myself, since you're going to give me that charge, please understand this, okay? Goodness, I can't believe I have to do this, but I am, because I totally get it. It sounds kind of, how do you say, it sounds like somebody who's self-indulging. Yes, I get it, okay? But growing up, I really didn't have birthday parties, okay? I grew up poor. So a birthday party was really not a thing. So for a hell of a lot of years, I stopped celebrating them. Try some 20 or more years. From when I was old enough to be out on my own, I never celebrated my birthday. I would never even think of it. We're talking from one time I was like 16, 17, 18. And can you believe this was the last time I ever celebrated my birthday? I can tell you, I was traumatized by it. But I say it because it's funny. It's funny now. When it happened, I was a kid and it devastated me. But I'm an adult now. So you know how comedians say they always get their material from trauma? Totally. This is perfect. I asked my mother, do you know what today is? It's my birthday. And I said, hey, Mom, do you know what today is? And she looked me square in the face and said, yeah, it's garbage day. Get on it. I went from, hey, Mom, do you know, like excited, smiling ear to ear. Hey, Mom, do you know what today is? Yeah, it's garbage day. And the word she used after that was an expletive and a racial slur. I am not lying. I wish I were. But that's what she said. And my whole demeanor crushed. Crushed, you're going to drop the building on me. And so I went, okay. Got the garbage out. And I never celebrated a birthday since. Ever. People say, hey, your birthday, what you want to do? Nothing really. Nope, not really. I've thrown birthday parties, like in a sense of like inviting people over, but it was just like, a bunch of people coming in, dance, DJing a whole bit, but we didn't really throw a birthday. There was no birthday cake or anything like that. Just kind of people having a good time, but never really celebrated. This is just my way of kind of throwing myself a party. Because now I do it. And it only happened when I got with Roseanne and she threw me a surprise birthday party in 2021. Yeah, she threw me a birthday party in 2021. It was a surprise birthday party and I had a blast. And I did. I had a blast. And so now it means something to me to celebrate my birthday. So I want to share it with you. That's all. So I know it sounds like, again, cheesy, yes, but, and again, maybe even egomaniacal. Clearly understand that. But I just, again, it's an opportunity to celebrate life. It's celebrate my birthday. It's renewed sort of respect for people who do celebrate their birthday. And if you have a birthday that weekend, like if you were like, the 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, even the 15th, come out and celebrate too. I would love to celebrate your birthday. So we were just trying to figure out what we could do on, that would get us out on the street. And during the summer is my birthday. So here we go. So I hope that you will join us. We will be live at Stadium 15 in Farmington, and it's on 15 Farm Springs. Yes, 15 Farm Springs Drive in Farmington at Stadium 15. It's one of my favorite places to go. And the people there are going to come and have a good time. And trust me, it will be a blast. I think you guys are going to have a great time. It's going to be a live broadcast. There are plenty of businesses that we have gone to, and we told them to all come out and say hello, bring a pie or whatever. Just bring something that maybe we could just share with everybody. And it's a great opportunity for everyone. So we hope that you will show up there from 2 to 6. And even if you can't make it from 2 to 6, we'll at least be there for another couple of hours afterwards, after the broadcast, just to hang out and everything. And Roland will be there. For those of you who have never had an opportunity to meet Roland, please come out there, and I hope you will, because Roland deserves to be harassed as much as I do out in public. My crew will be there, Adam 12, Sam the Man on the Street. I hope Mark from West Hartford gets out. He'll be there. Mark Walsh will be there, and a lot of people will be there, so it'll be great. Your scallywags want to meet up with you. That's right, Michael A. Can you discuss Lamont handing out money to whoever he wants? Douglas, where you been? That has been a mainstay here on the Reese on the Radio program. We have been talking about Santa Claus Lamont for months now. Months. So I apologize that you may be new to the program or just got here, but we've known that for a long time, and it's what we do here. So with that, let me move on. Democratic Socialists, I got through that already. So I don't see the article up about Melissa Ramirez. I'm not exactly sure why. Sam, you haven't seen it? Yep, there we go. We got it. Okay, I was waiting. I was patiently waiting. I went through all of that, so literally to drag it out till I got to the article. It turns out that after I finish all of that, we get the article. So here it is. Bear with me because I'm going to read it hot off the presses. This comes again from the Connecticut Sentinel. If you wish to, grab the article. You can see it online. Look up Connecticut Sentinel to get all the details. Headline: Illegal alien and fatal crash that killed Bridgeport officer faces court. Prosecutors say no license. Family claims otherwise. And is this a picture? Oh, the attorney? Okay, so this is a picture of the attorney. Okay, it says, Melissa Ramirez, the illegal alien charged in a fatal crash that resulted in the deaths of Bridgeport police officer Cooper Whiteside and his girlfriend Brittany Islami, appeared in Danbury Superior Court today. The Sentinel spoke with Ramirez's attorney, Dan Tribideau, before the proceeding. He indicated he was new to the case and therefore not familiar with all the details. He expressed to the Sentinel that nothing good happens on the roads after midnight and wondered why Whiteside and Islami were on the road so late. The same concern was not expressed about why Ramirez was on the road at the same time. Judge Sean P. McGinnis ordered that the $300,000 bond, which had been reduced from $500,000 during the arraignment last week, be posted at the court in order to address any additional conditions. Danbury State's Attorney Stacey Humph Miranda stated clearly during the proceeding that Ramirez did not have a driver's license and indicated a new charge could potentially be added as a result. Quote, after further investigation, it was determined that somehow, some way, their databases throughout the system that had merged the personal information of Ramirez with the personal information of another person with a similar name and date of birth. That's what the lawyer, the attorney said, or the district attorney said on today. She suggested there should be various ways in which to speculate as to how that happened, but promised that the person inside the courtroom today is the same person involved in the crash. Miranda also stated that Ramirez does not, nor has she ever had a driver's license, and could face an additional charge of operating a vehicle without a license, which brings us to what I posted last night. And that is on the charging documents. There is no charge for driving without a license. There is a charge for driving under the influence. There is a charge for excessive speed. And there is a charge for driving in an opposite lane. And then, of course, the 2 charges of manslaughter. Okay? There are 5 charges. And in all of this, no one thought to charge driving without a license. Why? That has now happened today. That's what this emergency hearing, I guess, was about. So they say. Today's proceeding was called on such short notice that Bridgeport police were caught off guard and not present to represent their fallen brother. The next hearing date is scheduled for August 31st. 4 members of Ramirez's family attended the proceeding today. On the way out of the courtroom, or the courthouse, the Sentinel had the opportunity to talk with the family. They were completely bewildered about the events that just took place inside the courtroom, especially the new potential charge of driving without a license. Quote, she did have a license, Charlie Ramirez Romero told the Sentinel while shrugging his shoulders. This is why we're confused. Charlie explained to the Sentinel that Melissa obtained a driver's license approximately 2 to 3 years earlier when she was setting up a landscaping business. The family is dumbfounded about how she could be charged with driving without a license when they said with certainty that she obtained the license directly from the DMV. Now the family is wondering whether they should attempt to get the case thrown out due to the alleged issues with the police warrant. It's very blurry, Charlie said. It's a mess. Now, folks, I have a theory about this. And I'm no cop. I'm not. But I have a hunch. And when I heard this today, immediately when I got off the phone with the Sentinel, my brain went crazy on this. So I need you to indulge me a little bit. A couple of people might remember this story. I want to say it was 10, maybe 15, hell, it could have been 20 years ago, but I know this story happened. And it was a story about two individuals. They covered the story about two individuals. One of the men lived in Denver, Colorado. And he was being charged with tax evasion. And what he realized after investigation was that someone was using his Social Security number. The IRS had accused him of not reporting income in another state that was at least 1,000 miles away. He knew nothing about the job, but his Social Security number was collecting income. And he didn't know about it. And two whistleblowers from the IRS came out and they said they know it's happening within the IRS. And when it's brought up to the staff, they are waving it off. Yeah, we know. Yeah, we know. So I thought about that story immediately when I heard Charlie's quote. I don't understand. She has a driver's license she got from the DMV. And so I looked something up, just on a hunch. It answered my question this way. Yes, there have been multiple documented cases in Connecticut of people using other people's identity to obtain or hold a driver's license. In 2025-2026, there's a Waterbury case, and it's the most recent high-profile example. A Mr. Jose Luis Rodriguez, a Dominican national living in Waterbury, was using the identity of a real person, an inmate who had been released from prison. He held and repeatedly renewed a Connecticut driver's license under the man's name going back to 2001. The fraud was discovered in June of 2025. When the real person went to the Waterbury DMV to get an ID card, and the system showed an active license already existed under his name. Rodriguez was also using the stolen identity for a U.S. passport. He's pled guilty and been sentenced in 2026 to 50 months in federal prison. In 2025, a Peruvian national, Flor Consuelo del Carmen Calabro Bernarbe. Goodness gracious, he's got more names than a Disney kid. He was charged with using a stolen Puerto Rican citizen's identity and Social Security number to reside, work, and maintain Connecticut commercial driver's license. Yes, folks, a CDL. Other documented patterns: in 2012, an East Hartford man lived under a stolen New York identity for 14 years, holding a valid Connecticut driver's license the entire time. In 2008, state police arrested a man who obtained two separate Connecticut CDLs with hazardous material endorsements, one under his own name and another one under another person's name. It was detected by facial recognition. In 2004, a larger scheme involved DMV employees helping issue licenses under the names of real and legitimate license holders. Those stolen identities were then used for financial crimes. In 2023, a federal case involving people using stolen identities, fake and fictitious driver's licenses to pick up vehicles from dealerships after fraudulently obtaining loans in the victim's name. In Connecticut, the state statute says under 14-147, it makes it illegal to use a driver's license that was issued to someone else. Loan or sell your driver's license to another person. It is treated as an infraction or misdemeanor depending on the circumstances. And when combined with identity theft, it quickly escalates to felony charges. This is not a one-off, folks. I'll put any amount of money that that's what this all sounds like. I don't know, but something is telling me now as this develops, we need to find the other Melissa Ramirez, if indeed there is one. I think that's it. I think that's the missing piece. We'll take a break. We'll be back. More news, more views. It's Reese on the radio.
Spider-Man. Hey, he's your friendly neighborhood Reese on the radio. Right now on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
I was just telling Roland, I don't understand the whole, well, at least I was about to say to him, I don't even understand the whole algorithm thing. I mentioned yesterday that this video, again, of Ned Lamont, on my main Facebook page, on the Reese page, that most people go to and friend me on, that one, the video of me asking Lamont about his people of color claim, 369,000 views, it's there, 369,000. Hasn't moved at all. All of a sudden, the one on my Reese on the radio, I guess the group page, sort of like the show page, that one went up to 47,000 in that same time. So I looked at it and just went, okay, a little more than four, that's just above 400,000. I don't know what happened, but this past weekend, all of a sudden, I guess it was suggested, like a suggested video. Facebook just chose it. And now since, what are we on, Tuesday, right? Started Thursday maybe. So in 5 days, it went from 47,000, which it had been for months since, like after June. Yeah, so like June. After June, stayed at 47,000. Today, it sits at 126,000 views. I mean, it's more than doubled. In fact, I think it's about to triple. Like that one video. Like people are talking about it. They're calling Lamont an idiot, I might add. But it's like a new group of people are now viewing it and responding to it. And it's crazy. I don't understand how it happened. And behind it, I think in the last 5 days, it has generated some 500, 600 followers now. And I just want to say thank you. I'm not... Fred in Middletown will tell you, right? Like, I don't really like to promote that stuff because I think it's kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Unseemly. Please follow me on Facebook. Like, I don't really do that. Right? It just seems weird. But it's, I guess, it's, yeah, but maybe it is because I'm old. Okay. I can accept that. I can. Hey, I wanted to reiterate this. Someone had asked in or posted in the chat room here, and thank you. Let me see who it was. Somebody who posted it, I guess they're called Yo. Thank you. Who mentioned the Danbury scandal years back. It wasn't Danbury. It was everywhere. According to the story, I looked it up back in 2004 is when everything blew up. There was a widespread bribery and forgery scheme inside the Connecticut DMV offices where employees sold real official driver's licenses and non-driver IDs to people who had no legal right to them, mostly illegal immigrants, for cash. It turned Connecticut into a known source for fraudulent U.S. ID documents as far away as Florida. The investigation began at least by July of 2003 after tips, including a Florida businessman who reported his Brazilian employee had bought Connecticut licenses for $2,000 each because everybody knows Connecticut was the place. That's what he says in quotation. Connecticut was the place. Public explosion happened in November of 2004 under Jody Rell. Primary offices were in Norwalk, Bridgeport, and Enfield. One employee's records alone showed 400 suspicious licenses in a single year with missing paperwork. Bridgeport office alone, investigators later estimated 1,200 fraudulent licenses, plus 930 non-driver IDs issued in over a 30-month window, roughly June of 2002 till December of 2004. Only hundreds were ever really accounted for or revoked. The prices were typically $1,000 to $1,500 per license to the DMV employees. Some deals hit as high as $3,000 total with middlemen. They say how the scheme worked. Employees simply entered the customer's chosen name, date of birth into the computer, issued the license, and destroyed and hid paper applications. No proof of identity, residency, or legal status was required. No written or road test in many cases. Middlemen, including people tied to a Bridgeport strip club, and at least 3 Hells Angels members funneled customers in and collected their cut. It looks like there were some people who were charged. A major arrest appeared to be Channy Jameson of Norwalk, the first major arrest in the summer of 2004, accepted bribes up to $1,500. Vanita Bynes and Tracy Stevenson Lucas of Bridgeport, arrested in December 2004, issued hundreds of licenses without supported paperwork. Some licenses were issued in the same names of real Connecticut residents. What do I have to say? Of real Connecticut residents. This is, again, I'm just going on a hunch here. Let me see. Real Connecticut residents identified. One was used to open a $4,000 credit account in the name of a Farmington Middle School assistant principal. Another one to drain $11,500 from a Bristol man's bank account. Later arrests included Karen Birch, Jeanette Rodriguez, and Cynthia White in 2006. Multiple middlemen were also charged. State police and federal authorities ran the names against terrorist watch lists, got no hits. Licenses were revoked. When found, Rell ordered a new document integrity unit, pulled DMV internal investigations off the case, assigned full-time state police, and brought in the Secret Service and state auditors. So, again, I'm not going to suggest that it's happening again, but, I mean, come on. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Come on, man. Any one of you, and you know it. If this were under any other administration, you would be saying, come on. It's been done. So, that's Alex Q, right on time. He says, sounds like a sanctuary policy in a sanctuary city. You couldn't be more right, my friend. You couldn't be more right. So, there you have it. Let's go with Chris in Wethersfield. How we doing, sir? Let me get your phone up
Good.
here.
How you doing, Reese? Are you okay?
Fantastic. What's up, buddy?
Great. I wanted to ask you something. Last week, I believe it was last Wednesday, you were talking to Tim called, and I'm sorry it's late, but I've been...
don't worry about that. That's okay.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. You were talking to Tim, and Tim was asking you about, there was a New York Times article about Trump and the nuclear agreement in Saudi Arabia.
Yes.
You remember that conversation?
Very well.
And I was wondering if you ever got clarity on why he was asking you that.
Yeah, I guess he was suggesting that the Trump boys were going, and Jared Kushner were going to make millions, if not billions of dollars on that nuclear deal. But yes. Roseanne actually, she went into the story and got the details. And apparently it is not a deal until it is approved by Congress. So they're not going behind anybody's back to do anything. Okay.
So this is what I was digging up some stuff about this because I really wanted to understand it. So what I understand, the Trump Media and Technology Group is merging with a company called TAE Technologies.
Okay.
It's a $6 million merger. This you can look up. It's definitely out there. And Eric and Don Jr. are a part owner of another nuclear company called Quantum Leap Energy, which is a startup company getting into the nuclear thing. Okay. So the thing that he was going at, and the New York Times was going at, was that Trump and the Saudi Arabian prince, I guess, had signed this quote unquote deal to open up what they say is open up the kingdom's infrastructure market for American energy companies.
Okay. And
specifically for the company that's merging with Trump Media and Technology Group, and that's called TAE Technologies. And they're a nuclear company out of California. They're a real company, but they're merging with Trump. So that's where I heard the.
Is it illegal for them to do this?
No. So I think I want to step back for a minute. If Trump had signed an agreement with the Saudis that gave specific American companies, quote unquote American companies, access to the infrastructure, and in particular TAE Technologies, now that would be a conflict of interest. Would you agree? Would you think?
If indeed it wasn't going through Congress in order for it to be passed.
Okay, great. Okay, so good. So I like that. I like that check and balance. Thanks, Reese, for that. Got maybe one or two more if you give me a couple of seconds.
I'll give you one more.
One more. Axon Company, the taser company, right?
Yeah, the taser company? I've never even heard of that. I don't know who makes tasers, so that one's new to me.
So Axon makes tasers, and they make all kinds of stuff for people control and yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, law enforcement stuff.
Yes. February 10th, 2026, the Trump Media and Technology Group buys $5 million worth of Axon stocks. 2 weeks later, Axon gets an ICE order for $220 million for tasers and unlimited cartridges. Okay, so Trump and company buys $5 million worth of stock. 2 weeks later, ICE goes to Axon to order a bunch of tasers and cartridges.
Who fostered the deal?
Well. Isn't ICE part of our?
No. I understand that, but again, who fostered the deal? That's the most important part. That's the most important. So, here's and I'll tell you this because again, as I tell everybody every day, all day, I graduated from Law and Order University. I know. I say it every day. You have to come up with the smoking gun. I am not disputing that it looks shady, but just because something looks shady doesn't mean it is. And I'll even give you the where there's smoke, there's fire. They're saying that Donald Trump's company actually bought assets into this organization, and then it gets a contract. I will say that, but now we need to find out who is the person who's responsible for getting that contract. If that comes directly from the president, now we have a conflict of interest and we have self-dealing. So I will completely cede that ground if you make that connection, though.
Okay, Reese, let me do my due diligence for that.
Okay, there you go. But I'm going to take a break. I got to take a break, Chris. If you want to hold on, I will.
I will, Reese. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Of course. Hold on. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back with Chris in a second as he tries to. What's the thing that they do with the Swami? Stump the Swami. That's what he. We'll be back. It's Reese on the radio.
It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
All right, we're back. Chris is still with us on the program, and Chris, thank you for holding on for the commercial break because I know you only stay for a little while. Now I'm going to ask you a real quick question. Okay,
sure, my friend.
This is very important that we know this.
Yes.
The company that you're talking about, for those of you who are interested in looking this up, is Axon, like Exxon, but with an A. AXON Enterprises, which is a taser company. But I have to ask you, Chris, the reason why you're asking this question, who is the source of this story?
So, the source. So this is really general information. You can find this anywhere. If you look on, so the deal from Trump Media and Technology. That was the purchase of the stock was on February 10th of 26. The deal for the $220 million to fund ICE new tasers and cartridges was done on the 24th, so 14 days later or 2 weeks.
Okay.
So I went on here. So it doesn't say. So here's the thing that Fortune came up with, and it was really quick. I wanted to get it to at least a reputable source. It said no specific broker or middleman was named in the public reports regarding an individual deal on February 24th, 2026. Rather, that date marks when U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement officially issued a federal procurement solicitation for a $220 million taser contract.
Yeah. You want to know what do you know what the Fortune is also missing?
What's that?
Who is the old taser company?
That I don't know either.
I do.
Who is it? Is it Hunter and Joe Biden Incorporated?
Nope. Nope.
Who is it?
And this is the reason why I am the champion of law and order.
Oh, my God.
The incumbent organization that provided tasers to ICE is the same company, Axon.
Axon. So this is a plus-up, or it's
That's
an
correct.
Individual. Right.
They are in the exact framing, because I'll read it to you.
Yep.
Axon is already the incumbent supplier to ICE. They are not a new supplier.
Right.
So this would not be Axon coming in after Donald Trump's family had invested in it and then them getting a new contract. In other words, a new company coming in. So they've already been there. That's all.
I understand I got it. I got it, Reese, and I appreciate that. Can I give you a good stock tip on that?
I thought you already did.
Well, somebody made, let me tell you, in 7 days, that stock on the 24th to March 3rd, 7 days, went from $446 a share to $579 a share.
Hey, because they're running. The illegals are running.
Right. And that gave Trump Media and Technology Group a profit if they sold it at the time. This is on the book profit.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So you don't make a profit.
I would say if you want to destroy the Trump family and their stock holding in Exxon, stop running.
Yeah. Hey, Reese. Thank you. Well, so the profit was $1,490,590 in 7 days.
I gotta go, but guess what? Stop running.
Thanks, Reese.
God bless you, Chris.
You,
you got it, man. You too. I
Chris.
love you too, Chris. Let's get our first check of weather and traffic. Mark Christopher's here. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Amen. All right, first half behind us, second half underway. We continue with the program. I need to read a note someone left at ReeseOnTheRadio.com today talking about illegal immigration. Stand by for that. And, of course, we have one of your favorite segments, Negro Nonsense, coming up on this program. You don't want to miss this one. This one, I love. See, it is easy, especially for those who, always criticize Negro nonsense. It is easy to make fun of somebody saying something ridiculous in the black community, but it's when the white liberal says something that ends up on Negro nonsense where I get so giddy, so giddy. No, absolutely not. This one's far more funny. This one is absolutely funny. Also today on the program, I want to talk about a company in Danbury. They are called FS Fast Solutions Multi-Services. I've been looking into them, and I don't know what they do. Well, I kind of know what they do, but I don't understand why they do it or why they're allowed to. And it does relate to the Ramirez story in some way. And I'll explain that to you as well, plus a whole bunch of other stuff to get into as well. So stand by for that, plus your phone calls at 860-522-WTIC. Mark Christopher's back.
It's Reese on the radio on NewsTalk 1080 WTIC.
I don't know how I forgot this. Stephanie Thomas, Secretary of the State, which, by the way, I got chastised by Dan Haar about referring to the Secretary of the State as the Secretary of State. I thought that was weird. He said, I don't want you to be embarrassed. She is the Secretary of the State, he said to me. I'm not kidding. Dan Haar said that to me in my conversation with him yesterday. He said to me, I don't want you to be embarrassed. She is the Secretary of the State. And then I got this statement about the incident and the fallout from the governor's office. And Dan, I don't know if you should make a phone call to the governor. I know you guys are pals, but you might want to give her a holler, or to give him a holler, because in the written statement, if you look at it, and it is public, the governor refers to Stephanie Thomas as the Secretary of State. Just so you know. So, I just want you to know that's what he called her. So, maybe they don't know either. You know, maybe you're the intelligent one that knows more than the rest of us. Yes, that's right. And I have the statement right here. If you ever want to read it, I'd be happy to forward it to you. Maybe I should. Maybe I'll forward it to you. Stephanie Thomas, the same day she put out this video statement in what can only be described as a muumuu. I mean, it was it not? How was it not a muumuu? She went on NBC Connecticut. So she really wanted the word out. She wanted everybody to know that she just bought a new muumuu. Here it is.
Good evening. An innocent New Britain, Connecticut woman, innocent, has been receiving death threats.
So nice she had to say it twice. An innocent New Britain woman. Innocent. Wearing some flower muumuu. She wanted to make sure that everybody knew that this story was bogus. That people were drawing conclusions. They were manipulating things. That's what she said on her own video. Seemed to take a weird turn on NBC Connecticut. We'll get to that in a second. But said that it was everyone else's fault, that we would even suggest that these two women were the same. Our fault, not theirs. That the Danbury Police Department, who we know and have confirmed, had the ability to check the picture, the photograph, physical appearance of said individual, then in looking at the defendant, could see that these two people were not one and the same. But that was never said in any of the affidavits. Not once did a police officer say, when we got to the hospital and I looked at the woman who was inside getting treatment, she looked somewhat different than the picture I had from the NCIC Connect photograph. Never says it. But okay, I digress.
Good evening. An innocent New Britain, Connecticut woman, innocent, has been receiving death threats after being identified as an undocumented immigrant connected to a fatal crash and being accused of illegally registering to vote. Now, were these allegations made after a thorough review of the case by investigators, by a court of law? No. It was a Facebook post. You heard me, a Facebook post.
It was not, and that's a lie. And I am not afraid. Call you to your face. You're a liar. Say something stupid like, call me a liar again. Liar. You're a liar. And you knowingly lied. We know that you knowingly lied. Because every person has written that you lied. No one fabricated a thing. Nobody altered anything. Nobody manufactured anything. This came from the Danbury Police Department. That is a fact. But this is what I noticed was interesting. It came out of your mouth to NBC Connecticut. Listen closely, folks. Because first, Stephanie Thomas told you not to believe Blue Lives Matter, not to believe the Connecticut Sentinel, not to believe what you saw were online rumors. No. Now Stephanie Thomas is going one step further in telling you what you shouldn't believe. Take it from her own mouth.
Many of them are actually citizens. In the case in West Hartford, we have the gentleman saying, wait, there's some irregularities in this paperwork and misspellings around things that I wouldn't have misspelled. Like, someone get back to me on what's happening.
Yeah, that's funny. She's talking about Seyo Sekunjanen. He never said any of that, by the way.
Said that. Yeah, okay. And in New Britain, right now, there is no evidence that this is actually an accurate story at all. Okay.
No evidence? The Danbury Police Department made it so. Still lying.
Right now, our preliminary we don't investigate, but what we've heard.
First, she says, our preliminary investigation, and then stops short and says, we don't investigate. Interesting slip, but she said it.
Right now, our preliminary we don't investigate, but what we've heard.
Now it's what they've heard.
Is that the person by that name, there is paperwork saying they're a citizen. So I just urge everyone this election season, take a beat. Just take a beat. Just because you see it on social media or even in the news, right. News is reporting something as it's unfolding. So wait to hear what the details are before you rush to judgment.
Now Stephanie Thomas is telling you not to even believe the news. First it was don't believe social media. Now she doesn't want you to believe the news. That's odd, no? Don't believe anything you've heard. The only people you should listen to are the voices inside the Secretary of the State's office. Not even the news. I was wild when I saw that. Now, everyone I'm talking to now is telling me, it's like, oh, yeah, she's the worst, dude. She's the worst. Nah, I'm not falling for that she's the worst nonsense. I'm not falling for the Stephanie Thomas is incompetent. I'm not falling for it. No. She will not get a pass for being a denunt. Okay? I think this woman is deliberate. I think she is a brilliant, conniving, underhanded, lying person. I believe it wholeheartedly. Yeah, tell your office I said so. It's okay. I know you're listening anyway. Be like A.G. Tong when you see me in the street. Reese, after what you said about me and my competence, I just believe we'll just leave it there and good luck to you. Like old Willie Tong did to me. Don't believe the news now. Well, you heard her, news folks who are out there investigating the case. I just want you to know, news folks who went to New Britain and knocked on the door of the Melissa Ramirez in New Britain. I don't want to say any names, but yes, the news media is looking into this. And they're calling the Secretary of the State's office. Oh, yeah, the regular mainstream media is looking into this, and even they are finding something suspicious in it. Oh, yeah, I got word of it last night. Oh, yes, I did. Yes, I did. And everybody is saying the same thing I'm saying. Something seems fishy here. Yeah. Somebody's pulling on a string. It's nice. Rama says that Stephanie Thomas is dressed like the black Mr. Roper.
Many of them are actually citizens.
Yeah, that actually looks kind of Roper-esque. That does look a little. Yeah, it's a moo-moo. How is it not? How is that not a moo-moo? Simsbury Joe, he's really, I mean, I've never seen you so amplified on this station. You'll go for months without calling in. You've been on fire. What's up, man?
Well, I actually go by Joe from the township of Simsbury. I don't want you to make a mistake.
That's why I call you Simsbury Joe.
So I'd actually love to talk about this topic, but I would like to change the topic.
Fine. Only you, Joe. You know that. What's up?
So if I were to grab you from behind by the neck,
okay,
and I'm a Catholic, and I started to scream, "Jesus Christ hates you, you're a black man," what do you think I would be charged with?
Oh, wow. A lot of hate crimes.
Yeah, so why is it that our media up here is not really talking about the case in Milford of a 20-something-year-old Muslim guy who jumped an 82-year-old white elderly woman and was choking her before people saved her, screaming Allah Akbar? Why is he out on a $350 bond when you look at how our bond system works and what his actual out-of-pocket is?
Okay.
And why is there no hate crime?
That's one, yes. There is no hate crime because they don't believe in hate crime legislation or hate crime charges when the victim is white. That's why. Flat out.
Or when the perpetrator is Muslim.
That's true. No. But that's true. But primarily, remember, it's white because, again, it's a hard sell in a jury. They believe that the jury's going to look at us like, what do you mean hate crime? She's white. You're allowed to hate them, right? That's what they believe. I'm serious. Prosecutors have told me it. They say your victim must be a minority of some sort. You can't use hate crimes on the white folks. Now, I say you go to the Supreme Court if they ever put you in that situation, which has always been known to win. Now, that being said, why didn't they go after the Muslim here in Connecticut and gave him a $350 bail? Why do you think?
Other than they hate us, the same way that the state of Massachusetts is going through, and I believe it's still a proposal. I don't know. I don't want to misspeak.
Still a proposal.
Okay. Which, basically gives Sharia law and people of the Islamic faith free reign within the government. That's coming to Connecticut. I think that the whole thing with the Islamic studies and the brainwashing of our kids was just our little version.
Yeah, gateway drug. Always a gateway drug.
Exactly. Yep.
Can I tell you what the reason is? Let me tell you what the reason is. Do you remember what Rush Limbaugh used to say about how the government, or at least Democrats or liberals, responded after 9/11? He used to repeat a quote. He said they had a commission to find out. Do you remember?
I don't remember the exact words.
All right. The exact words Rush would always say is, and I always go back to this, he said they had a commission to find out why they hate us.
That's right, yep.
Remember that? Okay. That's Connecticut. Why do they hate us? So when Muslims attack white folks, no matter what their distinctions are, old, female, male, transgender, whatever the case is, you cannot upset them. You cannot upset them by charging one of them, because if they do, that will only radicalize others. They see them, and this is, get mad at me, I don't care, but you know it, and I'll say it, and I won't leave it to you, Joe. They see them, just like they see black folks, as animals. They see them as animals, because if you charge one, the other animals will get restless. That's the way they see it. We can't upset them. If we arrest one of them, if we hold them responsible for their actions, the other ones will get angry and will lose them. So we have to be lenient with them. We have to make sure that there are things that we can do to not punish them as harshly as we could the whites. The whites, we don't care. We can punish them always. They've earned it. They've earned the right to have the book thrown at them, especially if they're MAGA whites. But if they are minorities, they're blacks, they're Muslims, no. If you charge one, the other ones will get restless. Because why? They're mutually substitutable. If you arrest one black, it's like arresting them all. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong.
No, you're 100% right. The fact of the matter is that if this guy just tried to strangle her, then it's a crime against someone who's elderly, which has its own separate category. But he was screaming things related to his faith.
That's right. Allah, Allah. And he was screaming it over and over again. Allah, 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 Allah.
Yeah, and I'm sorry. I think it's, I'm obviously Republican. I've got some issues with things that our Republican leaders do or don't do.
I
always speak out.
I gotta go, Joe, but thank you so much for the lesson. You got it, man. Let's get to another check of what you got it. Let's get to another check of weather and traffic. Mark Christopher's back. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Stay locked in. Reese on the radio is on WTIC News Talk 1080.
All right, we're back. Don't forget, folks, on August 14th, Friday, Reese on the radio birthday, Stadium 15 at 15 Farm Springs Road in Farmington, 2 to 6. Show up at any time you want to. Sit down, hang out. Where we're going to be, there's sort of like a stage where we are as a staging area. If you've ever been there, we call it the pit. It's in the front or in the back, I should say, of the restaurant, and we'll be there. And there's a little seating there, and there's seating on the opposite side, left and right. And you'll be able to hang out with us during the show. So come in, come out, grab something to eat. Grab a quick drink, soft drink, an adult beverage, stuff like that. And it'll be fun. I think you guys will enjoy it. Do I have time? No. When we come back, Negro Nonsense. This one I'm going to have to go through. It's going to take some time, so I don't want to do that here now. Also, we got music news coming up as well. We're also going to be doing, you might know, we're doing the moment of doubt with, we did it with Anthony Fauci, and we're going to do that a lot more. We're going to add that benchmarking, some other changes that are coming in the fall as well. I want to talk about this, if I could, for the minute and a half that I do. So this is not a new idea. It has been done a dozen times over, maybe a million times over with radio stations. They will do a movie night, right? They go out and they see go see the new such and such a premiere, and the station would do it, and the movie, production companies would do it, and they'd sponsor it with the radio station. And those are fun. There are a lot of movies that I've seen before they were in theaters, Training Day being one of them. I think I did one for Anger Management with Jack Nicholson and Adam Sandler. I want to think of another one that I went to. I can't think of which one it was. But I've done them before. I've hosted them before. And they're really impersonal. You go up there, you introduce the movie, you sit down, you enjoy the film, and then you leave. This is something I've always wanted to do and I've done it once in 2008 to see the movie Hancock with Will Smith. Horrible movie, by the way. A lot of people say they like that movie. I did not. It's very disappointing. So I'm going to do it again. And this time I want to do it in Manchester. And we have the theater. And we know the theater. We do have a great opportunity to do this. And it's a small theater. I hear there's probably about 60 seats there. So we're going to do that this fall. And I think I have the movie we're going to see. And I'll have those details soon. I'll even talk about it when we do the live event on my birthday on August 14th. I'll talk a little bit about it then. But I really like going out to the movies with you because I talk about movies all the time. Which is something I grew up with and has always been a pastime that I've enjoyed. I think it's a real American pastime to go to the movies and talk about the movies and say what we like and didn't like and the philosophical, there's all that stuff. So I hope we get to do that. All right. Let's get it. Okay. Listen, you never get to socialize with anyone at those events, Michael. You're so right. That's the reason why I want to do it that way. I really want an opportunity to go watch the movie and then afterwards talk about their feelings about not feelings, but what they thought of the film. what it conveyed. Let's get another check of traffic and weather. Mark Christopher, who definitely will not be at movie night, is in the BPS Lawyers.
What night is that, anyways?
We're going to be doing it in the fall. We're going to try to do it somewhere in October. We're working to do a movie night.
I might surprise you.
You might come out.
I might. If
really?
I'm not working, I might surprise you.
Really?
You never know.
So there's a sequel to a Jesse Eisenberg film that's coming out in October that I want to see, but it's not one of those that comedy zombie movie. It's a serious film.
It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
All right, we're back. Let me get to the phones real quick, and then we'll get to the rest of the show. Scott's in the car. How are you, Scott?
Hey, buddy. How are you? How you been?
Pretty good. What's up?
Good. Hey, you were just mentioning about movies and how you geek out on the philosophical and the quality. My thing with movies is the quality of the performances by the actors.
Okay. I get it. I get a little jazz out of that because I will tell you a breakout or standout actor in a film will draw your attention to, in essence, to the quality of the film overall. That one person who has a character in a film can make the entire thing. And it can be completely a bit actor, if not a secondary actor in the film.
That's right. And what happens is that a lot of times when an actor is that good in one of those films, it raises the performances of the others because they play off of that. And when you mentioned Jesse Eisenberg, people don't realize how good he actually is.
He is really good. And again, I'm not a fan of him, but I am a fan of his work. And
correct.
It's something about the quirkiness of him, that sort of very quick and sort of deliberate delivery he has. He's the only guy I know of that kind of gives the same performance all around, but it's different every time. It's a different iteration.
When he did Social Network, to be able to maintain that stoic intensity, which he kind of had to be an a-hole when it came to being who he was, it really played through. But another person is take a look at someone like Brad Pitt, okay? People, they always put the sex icon thing in front of everything else. But when you look at him in his different movies, when he's playing a goofy bicycle messenger working at a gym, as opposed to the guy who's the driver in the F1 movie, he is absolutely spectacular at playing those roles. And that's one of the, when you mentioned that, I was like, wow, that is really... Eisenberg is better than people think.
So funny that the Brad Pitt thing you mentioned. Unsung hero of a film that he didn't star in, because many people always mention his little breakout role in Thelma and Louise. But I will go one step further. He played a supporting role in a little film written by Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah.
It's called True Romance.
True Romance? Oh, my God, you're right. Oh, my God.
That's a movie called True Romance where he played the weed head who was the roommate of Michael Rappaport's character in True Romance.
Wow. That's right.
Don't you condescend me.
Oh, that's great stuff, pal. Hey, man, have a good one. Take care.
Thank you, man. You got it. Rob is in Plymouth. How you doing, sir?
Hey, Reese.
Hey.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. Bob, I apologize. Not Rob. Hey, Bob.
Well, we got to get this right. It's Plymouth Bob now. It changes. Hey, Reese, I got a question.
Yes, sir.
I read in the paper the other day, they're all mad at Trump. He wants to SNAP and welfare and all the immigrants to work 80 hours a month to get benefits.
80 hours a month?
And so our charitable governor with all our money slid $5 million over to the fund instantly to take care of it.
That's right.
I worked 60-plus hours a week for over 40 years.
Yeah.
No one slid any money my way.
It's absolutely the most insane thing I've ever heard in my life from, again, a guy who shows that we have an increased level of people who are dependent in the state, who has literally turned his campaign into constant giveaways from the taxpayer to the non-taxpayer. And then this comes up and he goes, I will double down on that.
Yes. And how about somebody in the government puts up a bill all the benefits we give these people, how about it automatically can't be passed unless state veterans get the same thing?
Yeah, agreed.
They would like free rent and phones and all kinds of benefits like that.
Yeah.
I know my father and my father-in-law were both veterans, and they taught me and my wife when times were tough, you didn't stand on the corner begging. You worked harder.
Yeah.
Again, you pulled yourself up.
You want to talk about inciting the laziness of those who contribute the least into our society. The governor has doubled down on that with all of this. And by the way, never telling anyone that those are the requirements. They have printed it in papers here in Connecticut as just SNAP cuts, not talking about why they're being cut and what are the conditions of said cuts, which in essence they're saying, hey, these people are never going to work.
Exactly.
That's all it's saying.
My father-in-law, they were lifelong Democrats. They're both dead now. This is not their party. They wouldn't vote for this.
Absolutely not. Talk about ask not what your country can do for you, huh?
Exactly. They gave it their all in 2 wars, and all they asked for was a little respect.
Yeah.
And a lot of times they didn't even get that.
Yeah, exactly.
We know what a Democrat and Lamont's loyalty is, and it's not with us.
Yeah, but that goes without saying. And that's on every certain aspect of your political leanings. It doesn't matter whether or not you're Republican or Democrat. This guy only cares about those who have contributed nothing to the grand scheme. And I mean nothing. I mean nothing.
They got no skin in the game whatsoever.
Exactly.
Hey, 2 more quick things. I drove by the Plymouth post office today, and the American flag's all torn up out there.
No, really?
I would think if it was a flag from anti-American thing, wouldn't the TV people be out there taking pictures of it, wanting to know what's going on?
Wait. Oh, where in Plymouth is it?
The Plymouth post office, right in the center of town, right in front of the flagpole. The flag has tears in it.
Okay. If there's somebody who is near that town, get in touch with me at reeseontheradio.com. We will get a flag at the Plymouth post office forthwith. I promise you. We will. That cannot stand. My wife will go nuts if she hears that. She will lose it.
One more question.
Lastly,
when I called you a few weeks ago, I asked you, what town does Chris Murphy pay taxes in? And the next caller called up. I think he said he lives in Simsbury. That wasn't the question. What town does he pay taxes in?
No, yeah, that's a great question because I don't think...
I don't think he has any skin in the game in this state whatsoever.
I think he paid taxes in Hartford, but I will get that. In fact, I know somebody who will definitely know the answer to that, and that's Mark from West Hartford. Let me check on that. Thank you, Bob. I appreciate you, man.
Yep, you too.
You got it. All right, let's get to it, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, of course, it is the one bit that you keep making sure I do. Give me a break. Are you telling me that it's not here? Why would it not be there? I'm supposed to queue it up, and I have to double check to make sure it's in the slot, and it's not. There it is. Look at you. Look at you. You're a mess, Reese. Look at you. You're a mess. I usually have it ready to go, and I don't have it here today. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to leave it with Roland so that Roland can do it, so that I can stop messing it up. And I'm not going to sing it. I don't care what anybody says. I'm not going to sing it. And I have too many files in here to even get to it. Yes, of course. I don't have it in front of me. What the heck? Anyway, it's Negro Nonsense. And here it is, today's Negro Nonsense. This one comes from 2 professors at Central Washington University. Assistant Professor Hannah Shamloo and Science Outreach Coordinator Nick Zentner. They've teamed up for a group called the Bronze Chapter. What is the Bronze Chapter? Well, we will let them describe it for you. For Negro Nonsense, there's this.
So is this open to everybody? Not really. But there's a growing number of people who are younger and are from much more diverse backgrounds who typically don't go to those events for a bunch of reasons. So this is a BIPOC community event. And as I struggle to find the slides here, Hannah, can you talk about the Bronze Chapter as a collective?
Of course. So the Bronze Chapter is a wonderful outdoors group founded by Denise Rochelle, and the mission of Bronze Chapter is to increase the participation of BIPOC members in the outdoors. Historically, members of BIPOC haven't had the same opportunities for safe engagement with the outdoors, and so Nick and I are here to really extend a warm welcome and encouragement to members of BIPOC to come join us and engage with the geology that we love so much.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? These two wackadoodles have come up with the Bronze Science it's called the Bronze Chapter. And what they are running is a BIPOC. For those of you who do not know what that means, because there's some people out there saying, BIPOC, what are those? Those are Black and Indigenous people of color. That's the group. No matter who you are, Black, Indigenous, and all people of color. BIPOC. It is a BIPOC central geology group, which hosts camps for outdoors to experience rocks, volcanoes, and camping. Why? Here's why. Because the outdoors are not available to Black folks or people of color. The outdoors are just out there, everywhere, and yet not available to Black, Indigenous, or people of color. So these folks have decided they are going to create the Bronze Project that brings Black, Indigenous, and people of color out into the wilderness. That's correct, folks. I think that I can develop this commercial for Hartford, Waterbury, Bridgeport, and New Haven. It goes a little something like this. It's like, hey, when's the last time you were ever a field Negro? You know, have you hung out in the field lately? We got something for you. It's called the Bronze Chapter, where we take Blacks, Indigenous, and people of color out in the field to experience nature. Because without us, privileged white folks, you wouldn't have known it. You can go out there and be a part of the field. There are rocks and trees, mountains even. That's what you need. A bunch of white people leading you through the wilderness. No, it's safe. There's a lot of wild animals out there. Are there bears? Sure. Coyotes? Maybe. Bobcats? I've heard. But it's far safer than your neighborhood. It's Craig in the car says, was it founded by Tupac? No, I'm afraid not. Craig said, I'm sorry, by what? Yes, by Pac. He said, it's called bronze because they came in third place. You can't make this up, folks. You cannot make this up. Hey, by the way, I found I found the teaser. There it is.
Negro nonsense. How dare you? Negro nonsense. How dare you? Negro nonsense. How dare you?
Yeah, that's right. They claim that Black people haven't had opportunities to experience the outdoors. Black people have been fishing, hunting, camping, hiking, and working the land for generations in the South, in the Midwest cities, and in rural America. National parks, state parks, and country parks are open to everybody, but not to these folks. Black people have not had the opportunity. That's what they said. Listen.
So is this open to everybody? Not really. But there's a growing number of people who are younger and are from much more diverse backgrounds who typically don't go to those events.
And we're going to take them. Yeah, come on with this white guy out into the wilderness. I gotta get out of here. Let's get a check weather and traffic.
It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
Obviously, I know nothing about the time. Look at me. I'm everywhere and nowhere at the same time. I have a ridiculous problem that is happening on the system, and that means I got to fix it. And that is, people just told me that the Facebook feed has just died, and it has. You're 100% right, and I have no idea why it did or how it did, so I apologize for that. It looks like, it's buffering for some reason. So you can just go to ReeseOnTheRadio.com. That's what you're going to have to do. You just got to go to ReeseOnTheRadio.com in order to check out the show. That's why I really tell people that you should just go to ReeseOnTheRadio.com and you can comment there live. Rama is there, and Rama just said about the Negro Nonsense segment about taking black folks out to the field. He says, basically, it's take your Negro for a walk in the park day. I assume leashes are optional. They do not understand how racist they sound. Or maybe they do. Maybe these people do understand. Just, again, you could not be that out of touch. It's like, black folks don't get to go outside. That's it. It's just, they look at outside and they go, not for me. It's absolutely insane. Larry says they'll be outstanding in their field. You guys are the best. Stand by. We're going to take your phone calls in a minute. Scott, Elena, I will get to you. I promise you, as soon as we come back from weather and traffic. Speaking of which, Mark Christopher's back. He is in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. And we'll do music news, too. Hey, Mark.
From politics to news to music to movies and anything above the sun.
And outer space and beyond, it's Reese on the radio. Damn, he's good. Only on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
All right, we're back. Almost out of here. Let me get to the phones real quick. Elena, how are you, my dear?
Hello, Reese. Nice to speak with you.
My pleasure.
So, yes, I've seen you around the state at various events, and took a lot of pictures with you, and I appreciate you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. So could I please make a plug for a Republican event that's happening this afternoon?
Oh, where is it?
Okay, so it's taking place at Pepe's Restaurant and Lounge. It's going on right now from 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. It's located at 300 Middle Turnpike West in Manchester, Connecticut.
Okay.
And I can repeat that if people need to hear it again. Republican Jen Jennings is running for state senate in the 4th district, which is Manchester, Glastonbury, Andover, and Bolton. And Jen Jennings needs our signatures so she can appear, hopefully, on the independent line on the ballot in November. Okay. And Matt Corey, who is running for lieutenant governor, is sponsoring the event, and they are both there right now. And if people could get to Pepe's Restaurant and Lounge, 300 Middle Turnpike West, Manchester, Connecticut, until 6:30 p.m., that would be just such a wonderful help to our party. I'm just trying to be a good patriot. That's all I'm doing.
And absolutely, you are one. Thank you for doing that for them. Now, Pepe's, is that the same Pepe's? Because I know is it franchise Pepe's?
Don't know at all. I live in Newington.
Oh, it's okay. All right. I'm almost certain.
Turnpike West.
I went to Pepe's in Waterbury on Saturday, or at least I believe it was one of them, and had pizza there. Not bad. It was actually pretty good. I'd never been there. Everybody was telling me all that stuff, but if it's the same one, it should be. But yes, please, and listen, if you're going to see Matt Corey there, just tell him Reese on the radio said hello. I really, really respect that man. He's a very decent human being, and anything he's doing, I support.
I agree. Thank you so much for taking my call, Reese.
My pleasure, dear.
I'll be at your party, your birthday party.
Can't wait to see you. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you.
Okay. Bye-bye. Thank you.
You're welcome. I didn't say this. This is important. I know you're probably going to think to bring me something. Do not. Your gift is you. I really mean that from the bottom of my heart. Your gift is you. Showing up and turning this out, because if I could say anything about your presence there, it shows the people here at WTIC, one, you appreciate them giving me the opportunity to do this program, that it is reaching you and you care about it enough to show up to it. So the gift you are offering me is your presence, so that I can show my bosses, not that they don't believe it, because they went to our Between Rounds event and saw people sitting around for hours during the show, like it was a studio audience. And they were impressed by that. They were like, wow, like people will sit around for 4 hours and listen to the show. Yes, because you were invested in it. And that, it was overwhelming for me. I didn't know, whether or not you were going to be in there for an hour, just come by and shake hands and then be out. A lot of you just stayed and hung out and listened to the show like you do at home. It was absolutely overwhelming for me, and it was for Roseanne, and of course the folks at Between Rounds and Connecticut Food Share, who had that event that day, made $700 in 4 hours. It was incredible. So this, in essence, like I said, your presence is my present. So please come and join us on Friday. Let me get Scott in the car. Hello, sir.
Hey, buddy. I'm sorry I had to call back.
That's okay.
After you did that nonsense sec, I was laughing so hard I had to wait to call back because that was the most condescending, childish thing I've ever heard. But it made me think of a good slogan for them that'll bring us all back to our childhood. You ready for it?
Okay.
It's brilliant. Just go outside and play.
Yeah, there you go. Just go outside and play. You don't need a bronze program. That's
How much
it.
did we learn when we just went outside and play? Pick up a rock. It skims across the water.
And here's the part, right? And in an effort to do something that they claim is lacking, inclusivity.
Oh, my God.
Right. Hold on. And that's the whole deal. The whole genesis of this is about inclusivity. And the guy starts it off by saying this.
So is this open to everybody? Not really. But there's...
It's open to everybody, but not really.
Not really. It's the most ridiculous thing in the world. I love it because the comedy writes itself.
Dude, I was dying. I had to literally stop laughing before I had to stop myself laughing before I called.
Thank you.
That was insane. Thanks, buddy.
You got it, boss. I appreciate you. Hey, Wall Street Joe, what's going on, sir?
Hey, hi. You're talking about a live audience. You're getting into the realm of Howie Carr's show up in Springfield.
I know he's doing something like that now, right?
No, he's been doing it for years.
Right.
2-3 times a month. He
never did that.
He's going to be at.
He was never that way before. It's a whole different thing because now he's got like a whole studio. So he made it big in the world. God bless him.
Well, he has live audiences in restaurants. He's been doing it for years because I've listened to him off and on. And he has like 300-400 people, huge bowl area.
Uh-huh.
Certain restaurants that can have a capacity all around Massachusetts.
I shared a studio with him in 2008. I worked with him.
Is he? Is he a SOB or is he a nice guy?
He's to himself. I've actually filled in for him before.
Oh, that he likes you then. Good.
Yeah, I don't know if he likes me, but I filled in for him.
Well, he knows you're competent enough because he wouldn't want you to ruin his show. Hey, a couple of things I've been trying to get off to you. That thing about the Ramirez with the policeman being killed?
Yeah.
Well, in conjunction, for the past few weeks, Lamont has been running an ad on radio and TV.
Mm-hmm.
And he's shouting. He says, "ICE, get out. Connecticut residents are safe."
That's right. We're safer. We keep Connecticut safe without you.
Exactly. So why don't the Republicans take that ad and put all the incidents, like the Ramirez incidents in the ad to show what a liar he is?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's so obvious. And as far as the taxes with Luke Bronin, I told you about the state of Connecticut bailed him out. He didn't balance any budget in Hartford like he claims. But here's another thing. He's talking about 90% tax rate. Was it him or the other guy?
No, he was, that was Elliott talking about back in the Nixon era when we used to have a 90% tax rate. It was Luke Bronin who said those who make $1 million or more should have a tax rate of about 42%.
All right, here's some information for you, ammunition for you for any future interviews with either one of them. I lived through it. My first income tax was in 1973.
Okay.
Back then, yeah, the tax rates, up to 90% for, people who made a lot of money. But the difference between then and now are tax write-offs. Back then, you could write off anything. Gas mileage to work, 15 cents a mile. I mean, the write-offs were incredible. So the way Ronald Reagan closed all those write-offs, he lowered the tax rates at the same time.
Correct.
Back in the 1980s. So that's the history of it. So when they throw that out, they think no one really knows history. I know the history of it.
Yeah, and again, it is literally relying on I will say the laziness of those who listen, because first of all, if you didn't live it, you don't know. Right? So, and if you're not willing to investigate it, you'll just repeat it like a parrot. I was like, yeah, we used to have 90%. It was like, yeah. Did you really believe that people only kept 10% of their paycheck in the 1970s and the 80s?
We're right. 90% people were only paying about 5% with all the write-offs they were taking. Any stock losses, even if they made money, they could write off, the ones they lost money on. I mean, it was incredible, the write-offs back in the 1970s.
Back in the days, I'll never forget, my foster father, Oliver Patterson, when they would do his taxes, that guy would write off his lunch that was made at home by his wife.
Write off lunches, everything.
I mean, he would write off his walk to the train station to get to work. Okay, everything.
People that never went to church said they were given $50 a week in the plate.
That
and
is
they never
correct.
Even went to church.
That is correct. And it was very. And again, how could you check it? How could you check it?
They didn't check it.
Exactly.
They never checked it. And that's how all the big write-offs are going off. One last thing, a stock thing. People, if you have Chipotle stock, get the heck out.
Chipotle?
Did you hear the news about Chipotle this afternoon?
What, Chipotle, the food place?
Yeah, around 1 this afternoon it came out. They're shutting them down out in the Midwest. They've linked hundreds of cases of that virus, but it's not the same lettuce from Mexico. It's a different batch.
Wow.
And Chipotle's got all kinds of cases, hundreds already in the hospital.
Wow.
Just broke this afternoon. The stock's down 9-10% this afternoon in like 15 minutes.
All right. I'll definitely check it. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, get out of Chipotle. Take care.
It's Chipotle.
Yeah, Chipotle, right.
Goodbye, Joe.
Bye-bye.
Wall Street Joe, ladies and gentlemen. When he calls in, he's got to have his full due. And he doesn't call in that often, so of course I don't mind giving it to him. You know what? Why not? Let's do some music news. News. Happy birthday goes to Crystal Bowersox, the American Idol runner-up and singer and songwriter known for Farmer's Daughter. Don't know her. Turns 41. I know this kid. In fact, I knew this kid when he first started in the business. Marcus Houston, the R&B singer from the group Immature, and he had a solo career. He turns 45. Goodness gracious, I knew him when he was a baby. Damn. Anyway, Max Cavalera, the Brazilian heavy metal vocalist and guitarist of Sepultura and Soulfly? I don't know this group. They're Brazilian. Anyway, he turns 57. Paul Reynolds, the lead guitarist of A Flock of Seagulls. I know them. He turns 64. Ian Browdy, the English singer and songwriter, producer behind the Lightning Seeds, turned 68. On this day in music, in 1958, Billboard published its first Hot 100 chart, with Ricky Nelson's Poor Little Fool at number 1. In 1967, Pink Floyd released their debut album, The Piper at the Gates of Dawn, the only full album recorded under Syd Barrett's leadership. In 1975, Led Zeppelin singer Robert Plant was seriously injured in a car crash on the Greek Isle of Rhodes. And in 1990, Mariah Carey debuted her first single, Vision of Love, and it began a 4-week run at number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. Don't ever say anything bad about Mariah Carey, especially the early years when she was awkward. Pretty, but awkward. I love her. Nick Cannon, I'm still coming for you. And in 1984, Prince's, this is really, really big. In 1984, Prince's Purple Rain album hit #1 on the Billboard 200. And it stayed there for 24 weeks. 24 weeks. And I keep hearing, didn't Purple Rain come out in 1982? Or was it 1984? It had to have been 1984. It had to have been 84. No, it couldn't have been 82 because that's Thriller. Thriller's 82. All I know is that Thriller was the album for like 3, 4, 5 years. I feel like that album was just out for a long time. It had at least 8 singles on it. And Purple Rain, of course, Purple Rain, Let's Go Crazy, Baby I'm a Star. Those had to be the biggest hits. When Doves Cry? Yeah, Doves Cry is on that too, right? So at least 4 hits. 4, maybe 5. Let's Go Crazy, Doves Cry. Let's Go Crazy. Right? Did I say that twice? Okay. Let's Go Crazy, Purple Rain, When Doves Cry. That's 3. Baby I'm a Star. And what's the last one? What the heck is the other song? Take Me With You. Goodness gracious. Forgot about that one. That's 5. But Baby I'm a Star is backed with another record because Baby I'm a Star is the last song on the album. There's a song right before that. Why am I forgetting it? Why am I forgetting the song before Baby I'm a Star? Goodness gracious, why am I forgetting that? You got to know the name of the song. It's not even coming to me. No, not Darling Nikki. It's definitely not that. It's before. It's literally, this song blends right into Baby I'm a Star. It's the last song. By the way, Baby I'm a Star, there's a line in that song that is me through and through. Before the night is through, you will see my point of view, even if I have to scream and shout. I love that line. What the heck is the song before Baby I'm a Star? Why am I forgetting it? And it's probably because I like Baby I'm a Star song. Little Red Corvette and Raspberry Beret is way before that. Or after that. That's on Alphabet Street. I Will Die For You. That's it. Yes. Thank you, John Silva. That's it. I Will Die For You goes right into Baby I'm a Star, which, by the way, great record. I Will Die For You is a great record.
The Odyssey app lets you jump back to the moments you missed from WTIC News Talk 1080. Download the free Odyssey app, search WTIC News Talk 1080, and tap earlier today to get started.
All right, I'm hating on Roland right now. Because now I can't. I do a tease to say I'm going to give the Spider-Man review, and now I can't give it because Roland has waited all the way until tonight to go to the movies to go see it. Why? Because you're trying to avoid the crowds? Yeah, it was sold out. I watched, and it was sold out. I had to watch it on a Sunday at 11 p.m. I had to go so late at night, and I got a seat in the back of the theater.
We have to sit in the front row tonight.
No, you got to do the neck brace seats.
Yeah, but in the front row, but it's 3 rows, so we're in the third.
The third row.
It's not going to be as bad.
Man, I'll never forget.
Sold out every day, man.
Yeah, I sat in that front row back in the old days before we had the stadium seating. I sat in that front row for the premiere of Goodfellas. I watched that whole movie like this.
That's how I watched the first Avatar. It was 10 of us. We all sat in the very first row and leaned back, and it was IMAX 3D. So the juices was popping on our shoulders and all that stuff.
Oh, wow. Yeah. You know what I call Avatar?
What?
I liked it when
the best movie ever created?
Nah. I liked it better when it was called Dances with Wolves. That's what it was.
No, it's not. There's not.
Yes, it is.
It's a similar storyline, but it ain't the same.
Yes, it Dances with Wolves.
No,
it's CGI.
No.
Sure it is.
No,
they could have just replaced everything from Dances with Wolves and put it in Avatar. It's the same movie.
No.
Same thing with The Last Samurai.
Oh, The Last Samurai is
Dances with Wolves.
Those two are very, very much alike, but they're both great movies. They're all great movies.
Sure, they're all great movies, but it's just Dances with Wolves.
No.
Anytime the white man rejects his whiteness and joins the natives, it's Dances with Wolves.
That's what you got out that movie.
Rejecting his whiteness.
That's what you got out
That's what he did. I have to say it all the time. You're white. Respect. Love yourself. It's okay. You're white. You have the world at your fingertips.
He wanted to walk again.
What's that?
He wanted to walk again.
Yes, I know he wanted to walk again. So he joined. Yes. But he could have gone there, walked again, gone there, and actually done what the organization wanted to do.
No.
Eliminate them.
No.
Take all the resources. That's what they are. That's what he was supposed to do. That's what I would have done. Hey, what are we here for? To take everything. Instead, he turned on them. I don't care. Listen to me. The bottom line is, I don't care who the morally good group is in the movie. Yes, it's the good guys versus the bad guys. But the worst thing you could be is a Benedict Arnold, man. I don't care what the plot is. Good guys versus bad. All of a sudden,
came to his senses.
Yes, he came to his senses. Why?
He's working for the wrong team.
And now you're telling me that the thing that made him realize he was on the wrong side was when he got the opportunity to walk. Oh, so selfish.
Yeah.
That's what was keeping him.
And to find love again.
Yeah, that was exactly. That's what was keeping him from his morality.
To walk and find love again. And to also be 10 feet tall.
Oh, and a girlfriend.
And to be 10 feet tall. Who don't want to be 10 feet tall?
This guy has a lot of moral failings. Let's get to Mark Christopher. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. What's up, everybody? You know who it is.
You know who it is.
You know who it is. It's Reese on the radio. Frederick Douglass of the 21st century.
It's WTIC News Talk 1080.
All right, we're back almost out of here on Reese on the radio. On tomorrow's program, we'll talk about this FS Fast Solutions company in Danbury. It's a weird organization in what they do. And according to all the research we're doing, it's something that they're allowed to do that most companies cannot. And that is get you a fast registration or title on a vehicle for Spanish-speaking folks who more than likely, it seems like there's something shady. But we'll get into it. We're digging into it. In the next couple of days, we will. If you see that picture online here to my right, John Beckman, who is one of the scallywags on the program, all the way out in Nevada, said he when we were talking about old movies, John Beckman says, I could have been famous. Well, the kid that's over my shoulder is a kid by the name of Alfred Lutter. Alfred Lutter starred in The Bad News Bears with Walter Matthau, and he's from the same New Jersey town as John Beckman. And John Beckman's parents were asked whether or not, hey, can we use your kid in our movie? He had the little bob haircut, and his parents said no. His parents told him no. And for that year, John Beckman screamed at his parents.
Hey, you so much right now!
I bet you they did. I bet you he did. We'll get to the phones as well. So stand by for that. What was the other thing? Oh, yeah. Don't forget, check out the Reese on the Radio birthday party, which is going to be a Stadium 15. I hope to see you there. They're going to be promoting it all week, so I hope you get an opportunity to hear the commercials and then come on down there from 2 to 6. We'll do a live broadcast there. Please do remember that your presence is your present is your presence. So please come by and hang out. We want to see all of you down there. If we've never had the opportunity to meet you or if we've seen you before, we'd love you to come down and have a good time and, just, come hang out. I think you guys will enjoy it. And you don't have to stay for the whole thing. Just come by, maybe have a drink, maybe a quick appetizer or whatever the case is, and then go on about your way. But make sure you come by and say hello. Roseanne will be there. I'll be there. Adam 12 will be there. Sam the Man on the Street will be there. Roland will be there. Gino will be there. Who else is going to be there? I think the folks from Between Rounds, I haven't seen them in a while since the holidays. They should be around there too. And all of our great friends. I know we told folks at 10 Main that they should come out. I know LaCroix ice cream we told to come out. We told Harvest Bakery to come out. So we're trying to get as many people to come out and just say hello, and, it'll be good. Let me see. Craig says that movies are garbage. I'll do Taylor Sheridan shows all day before I go to a movie theater. It's a petri dish. Oh, that's horrible. That is just horrible. It's not a petri dish. It isn't. Some people are just germaphobes like Craig. Just thinks everything is weird. Bob's in Waterbury. How you doing there, sir?
Hey, how's it going, Reese? I haven't talked to you in a little bit.
I know. What's up?
The flock cameras.
Yes.
I think I know a little bit about a lot of stuff, but I really don't know about them. Just the other day, some lady, she got carjacked, and the flock camera found her kid in like 15 minutes.
Yeah, this is going to be a difficult argument for a lot of folks. This is going to be one of those things where how we navigate the conversation on flock cameras is going to be difficult.
Could you maybe have somebody on that explains it?
Yeah, but let me put it to you this way, and this is where the difficulty comes in. The only way to do this right is that I've got to bring on somebody who promotes the flock camera to be on with someone who does not. Because it's a slippery slope. And I'll go this far with the flock camera. It is a surveillance state in some degree. Here's why. Is that the people who you're giving the access to, there's no way to verify that those people won't use it for their own nefarious means. Right? And whatever that, the fact that we know that there are reported situations where police officers have used it to track down girls that they think are attractive. There are guys who have used it to spy on their exes, women as well. Are you
talking about the cameras that are in Home Depot parking lots?
No, dude. These flock cameras are ones that are in the street. And when I say flock cameras in the street, it's in essence, I don't even know why they're maintaining this kind of surveillance. And many of them say it's so that they are, it is to stop stolen cars from being on the road. They come up with all of these excuses of why flock cameras are important.
When they in the thing on the news the other day, which you can't believe everything, but I mean, they did give several things countrywide that were like pretty damn cool.
Yes,
So it does have some advantages.
Right. In fact,
don't know what.
Speaking of which, like I said, it's a double-edged sword. The story that you may have heard John Silver even mentioned it in the news break. The young man who was just caught in the Bronx, that was the cohort of the individual who shot the woman in the head, who thankfully survived, but her partner in the home invasion, was shot and killed. He was found, the guy in the Bronx, was located with the help of flock cameras.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, it is a slippery slope, but I mean, sometimes good has to, I mean, what are you doing wrong? I mean, unless a cop or somebody does do something really bad and not true.
But remember the old saying.
You're illegal, you shouldn't be in trouble.
Bob, but remember the old saying, right? Those who would sacrifice liberty for security deserve neither.
Okay.
I mean, it's just because I know that the argument that says, if you're not doing anything wrong, there's nothing to worry about. Well, that's not the issue here. The issue here is perhaps somebody who has an intent to use something against you in the wrong hands.
I agree. Everybody agrees that's wrong. Yeah. But I mean, you can't stop all the good that is.
Yeah, but I can't mitigate.
Bad things might happen.
But I need assurances that I can mitigate the bad guys in that area. Like there's got to be a trade-off. And what I'm seeing in the flock cameras, there are no real trade-offs here. They have all the access to all the power. There was a John Oliver HBO segment on this where one guy wanted to FOI the information related to the flock camera in his town. And they told him in order for him to access it, he had to spend $500,000.
Yeah, see, now that's right.
Exactly. There's no way he's going to be able to pay for this. So in essence, they put in a deterrent. to keep him from getting access. And when he did get partial access, what he found wasn't helpful. What he found actually put them on the spot. They were spying on Jewish community centers.
Right. But, I mean, somebody should have said something right off the bat when, hey, they want $500,000 to see this. Didn't anybody say, like, what the heck's wrong with that?
Yes. And again, the local news organization that John Oliver had covered, they said that, look, it's obvious that there are bad actors in this. And again, the trade-offs have to be full transparency to those in which they secure. And if there isn't that trade-off, the flock cameras cannot stand.
Yeah. I just thought I'd bring it up because when I heard the newscast before, those cameras have been around forever as far as I'm concerned. But
they have been.
But thing to talk about, though.
No, it is. It's a great topic, and I appreciate you bringing it up.
Okay, Reese. Nice talking to you.
Thank you, man. You too. Stevie V, baby, what's up?
Hey, well, here's what I have a little problem getting my head wrapped around.
Mm-hmm.
Homeland Security funds the license plates reader for Connecticut, and Connecticut won't let ICE use the cameras, which to me, there should be some kind of thing in the law saying, hey, listen, we're paying for the things. Federal government should have full access
Absolutely.
to using them. I know Home Depot and Lowe's did have license plate readers, and I guess they were told to get the flock out of there.
Well done, my friend. Well done. He dragged it out, and he delivered famously. Stuck the landing, I might add. Everyone gives him a 10. Everyone gives him a 10.
A few other things. Gas is down 6 cents here in Waterbury since yesterday and 2 cents prior to that.
Okay.
And I'm working on a movie called Dancing with the Natives. I'm going to have the Fine Young Cannibals do the soundtrack.
She drives me crazy.
And also, not Joe, I forgot somebody come home. Johnny come home.
Johnny come home.
How did the meet and greet go Saturday for that young fellow?
It was actually pretty good. He got a nice little decent group of people there, and he had some support there. TJ is going to listen. He is going to go places, but he understands that this is a long walk for him. This is, again, he's got 2027 in his sights. He started really early for a campaign that no one's really talking about, but he's getting a fresh lead on this. No, I was going to say, but with that lead, with him getting in now, I'm hoping he doesn't get fatigued when it comes to the point where he's got to get, really get, his feet on the ground and really, rubber meeting the road. But right now he's in it, and I think he's enthusiastic.
Well, here's something that I might be able to help him out with next round. He might want to consider going for the Board of Aldermen with the independents, which he could get funded to a degree. I used to have a pretty good connection. I think I still do. It's been a few years since I talked to them.
Yeah.
But that might be something to consider if he's interested and if you think that might be helpful.
Well, the kid listens every day, and I'm sure he's listening to you right now.
All right. I mean, the guy that used to pretty much run it, I had worked with and known pretty well. So, and I think he would probably be a good fit for that.
Okay. All right. I will definitely let him know. Thank you, sir.
All right. Good talking to you. Take care.
Always a pleasure. Last but not least, Jim in Waterbury. What's going on, sir?
Yeah, that was Benjamin Franklin that said, those who sacrifice safety for liberty get neither.
Deserve neither. Yep.
Yeah. But anyhow, you have a blessed weekend.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, take care.
Thank
Ben Franklin was way ahead of the curve.
Oh, I think that man was more brilliant than they give him credit for.
Yeah.
Thank you, buddy. You know what? I can throw in one more before we get out of here. Tom, last but not least, you got a minute.
Hey, Reese. Hey, Nick. Nice talking to you. I can see both sides of that of the curve of the surveillance.
Flock camera, yeah.
Yeah, you could talk about that for an hour or two. But I didn't listen much today, so I don't know if anyone's talked about it. But I know the Democrats and particularly Connecticut, we can't have any voter ID. That's racist. That's terrible. But could we have maybe a library-esque card to vote? Maybe something like that.
Yeah. Speaking of library cards, I think Zoran Mamdani wants to give library cards to people who who shop at his government grocery stores. Hold on, here it is. Here it is.
How are you going to keep people from taking advantage of that, that deal, basically, and is there going to be a limit on the number of items that someone can take that are discounted at that level from that essential basket?
So our RFP makes very clear that this is a program for New Yorkers to be able to put food on the table, not a program for people to be able to make a quick buck through reselling. I'm going to pass it over to our EDC head, G-Pack, to add some additional details.
Yes, if you look at our RFP for the operator, we are looking to make sure that we target New Yorkers, whether it be at sort of a library card-esque, and also we...
So now they're going to get a library card.
Yeah, they're not going to monitor them with an ID. They're just going to monitor them with a library-esque card.
God bless them, man. They figure it out every day that they're numbskulls.
Those socialists are something else, Reese.
Yes, they are, sir. Thank you, man. You have a wonderful night.
Yeah, you too.
You got it. By the way, Zoran Mamdani addressed that.
When we're talking about a city-run grocery store, one in each borough, which, by the way, you do not need an ID to shop at.
Sure you don't. As I always say, radio is free, so we thank you for paying attention. Remember to keep JC in your hearts and in your mind. Sean Patrick, we love you and we miss you. Remember that panic is not planning, so plan your work and work your plan. Me, I'm Reese on the radio. You have a good night. Present tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. Roseanne will be here.